Top 20 research article topics on resource economics. 1. Assessing the economic impact of climate change on agricultural resources, a global perspective. 2. Optimizing water resource allocation for sustainable agricultural production. 3. Economic valuation of ecosystem services in resource management, case studies from forests and wetlands. 4. The role of renewable energy resources in mitigating climate change, a cost-benefit analysis. 5. Sustainable fisheries management, integrating economic incentives with conservation strategies. 6. Economic analysis of carbon pricing policies, implications for resource use and environmental sustainability. 7. Economic assessment of land degradation and desertification, implications for policy and investment. 8. Market-based approaches to biodiversity conservation, lessons from payment for ecosystem services programs. 9. The economics of deforestation, balancing economic growth with environmental conservation. 10. Cost-benefit analysis of wildlife conservation strategies, implications for tourism and local economies. 11. Economic incentives for sustainable land management practices in agriculture. 12. Valuing natural capital, incorporating ecosystem services into economic decision-making. 13. Economic analysis of waste management strategies, towards a circular economy model. 14. Assessing the economic feasibility of renewable energy integration into the grid, challenges and opportunities. 15. Economic impacts of soil erosion, from agricultural productivity to ecosystem services. 16. Economic valuation of marine resources, challenges and approaches. 17. The economics of water scarcity, pricing, allocation, and efficiency in resource management. 18. Economic analysis of sustainable forestry practices, balancing timber production with conservation. 19. Assessing the economic benefits of sustainable urban planning, green infrastructure and resource efficiency. 20. Economic incentives for conservation agriculture, a comparative analysis of policies and practices. Top 20 research article topics on environmental economics. 1. Economic analysis of air pollution control policies, assessing costs and benefits. 2. Valuing ecosystem services, economic approaches and policy implications. 3. Market-based instruments for environmental regulation, lessons from cap and trade systems. 4. The economics of renewable energy transition, assessing technological innovation and policy implementation. 5. Economic impacts of climate change adaptation strategies, case studies from vulnerable regions. 6. Economic analysis of plastic pollution, costs, externalities, and policy responses. 7. Economic valuation of biodiversity conservation, integrating ecological and economic perspectives. 8. The role of environmental taxes in promoting sustainable development, a comparative analysis. 9. Economic incentives for sustainable waste management, towards a circular economy model. 10. Assessing the economic costs of natural disasters, implications for resilience planning. 11. The economics of carbon pricing, evaluating effectiveness and equity in mitigating climate change. 12. Economic analysis of urban green spaces, benefits for health, well-being, and property values. 13. Economic impacts of land use change, from agricultural expansion to urbanization. 14. Valuing ecosystem resilience, economic perspectives on conservation strategies. 15. Economic assessment of water scarcity, pricing, allocation, and efficiency in resource management. 16. Economic evaluation of environmental regulations, balancing industry compliance and public health. 17. The economics of ecosystem-based adaptation, assessing the cost-effectiveness of nature-based solutions. 18. Economic analysis of marine pollution, costs, impacts, and policy responses. 19. Assessing the economic benefits of sustainable transportation, from cycling infrastructure to public transit. 20. Economic incentives for sustainable agriculture, integrating environmental conservation with farming practices. Top 10 research article topics on sustainability and economics. 1. Integrating sustainability into economic growth models, challenges and opportunities. 2. Economic analysis of sustainable development goals, assessing progress and priorities. 3. Sustainable consumption and production patterns, economic incentives and policy interventions. 4. The role of green finance in promoting sustainable economic growth, a comparative study. 5. Economic valuation of natural capital, accounting for environmental assets in national wealth measures. 6. Sustainability transitions in industry, economic drivers and barriers to adoption of green technologies. 7. Economic impacts of corporate social responsibility practices, from environmental stewardship to social equity. 8. Economic analysis of circular economy strategies, towards a closed-loop system. 9. Assessing the economic benefits of sustainable tourism, balancing environmental preservation and economic growth. 10. Economic resilience and sustainability, building adaptive capacity in the face of global challenges.